We're keeping track of two high-profile trials happening at the same time. Actor Jussie Smollett's disorderly conduct trial in Chicago, which started from an alleged hate crime committed against the actor that prosecutors say never happened. And in a suburb of Minneapolis, the manslaughter trial of former police officer Kim Potter, who shot and killed 20-year-old Daunte Wright in April. First, the latest on the Smollett trial. The prosecution's star witnesses are two brothers who say Smollett paid them to stage a fake attack on him in January of 2019. Smollett denies this. He says he was attacked by two masked men wearing red MAGA hats who put a noose around his neck, poured bleach on him, and yelled racist and homophobic slurs. Here to discuss, my legal expert joining me from Pasadena, criminal defense attorney Mark Davis. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So one of the brothers, Amabola Osandero, aka Bola, took the stand today. He told the jury that Smollett described how he and his brother should fake beat him up. And he testified that Smollett gave him money, a $100 bill, to buy gasoline, gloves, ski mask, a robe, and a red hat. First, did you find him credible?
I did, and I don't know if I should be finding people credible that are testifying against defendants, being a criminal defense attorney, but I didn't see the motivation for him to lie. And quite frankly, I'm not sure how he was even arrested originally, but obviously he's involved. He knows more about this case than most people. And the questions that were put to him, I think he answered straightforwardly, candidly, and honestly, it appeared to me that he was telling the truth.
Now, the defense, however, they're painting this story that these brothers are criminals and they're opportunistic liars. I don't believe Jussie Smollett for a number of reasons, but here's also why I don't. These guys were not only work colleagues of Smollett, but they were friends. They went out together. They ate together. They did things together. And now all of a sudden, they're criminals and they're opportunistic liars. Will that narrative work for the jurors?
Well, that's certainly what Mr. Smollett's defense team hopes. You know, at the end of the day, when there's no video of a crime, it's all about credibility. It's all about, do you believe this story that's being fed to you? And if it's he said, she said, then who's more credible, and are they sufficiently credible to claim that you are convinced beyond a reasonable doubt? And that's kind of where they are. The guy seemed very credible to me. I don't see what motive he would have to tell a lie on Jussie Smollett. They were friends, as you indicated. Apparently he owed him a favor, and did that favor and trying to help him set this thing up. And the backstory I thought was also interesting, where he indicated that Jussie didn't believe that the company was taking the threats against him seriously, and so he had to kind of make a splash of some kind, and this was going to be that splash. And so if it's a story of made up stories, that's a pretty good one on behalf of Mr. Osandero.
Well, prosecutors now, they also showed a video of what they say was Smollett doing a dry run just days before the actual attack. And today, that star witness described that dry run. This would be, Mark, a classic example of a he said situation where the jurors would then have to assess who was more credible, but the state actually has evidence to bolster the accounts given by these brothers. So how does the defense work around this footage?
Well, again, everyone has to, they got to come up with whatever they can come up with. I mean, at the end of the day, that is damaging testimony. It's damaging video footage. Now, I'm pretty certain that Mr. Smollett is going to have to testify and explain to the jurors exactly why this is what it is. And he may or may not testify. I don't know. But the defense is focused in on, apparently there was a witness that saw someone with a covered head that had a rope that the police never investigated. I would be interested to see if that person comes in to give some credibility to what Mr. Smollett is saying, because apparently he's sticking to the idea that he was indeed assaulted by two white people in a MAGA hat. So, um, he, the story at this point, and it's always this way at the beginning of a trial when the prosecution puts on their evidence. It's always it always feels like the case is over. And I've sat on that other side a number of times where you're like, oh my God, this evidence is terrible. But when you know you have your own side and you know you have your own witnesses to call, you can't think that it's over right from the beginning, even if the evidence presented up to this point seems to be pretty damning.
So Smollett is still maintaining that he was a real victim of a hate crime. Prosecutors say, no, you're a liar. So do you think that Smollett's star status could influence the jury in a good or bad way, if it does at all?
That's a good question. I don't know what the racial makeup of his jury is. I didn't get. Obviously, they're not showing the juries. And maybe if there's a number of people who were fans of Empire and the show that he starred in, fans of his music, uh, maybe supporters of the LGBT community, maybe they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. Certainly, the witness that has testified to date is a damning witness. The evidence put on by the prosecution is damning, and that's why I'm thinking that maybe Mr. Smollett will have to testify himself and give a little bit of himself to these jurors so they can see that despite what they've heard, he can convince them that he's credible. But again, it's going to be he said, and my guess is he's going to have to get up and explain.